I'm a little out of practice these days. Any conflicts around? I'm in the mood for some peacemaking. When you lose your way, gaining some altitude can bring some perspective. I'm a little out of practice these days. Any conflicts around? I'm in the mood for some peacemaking. When you lose your way, gaining some altitude can bring some perspective.
sure. What else did we put on our shopping list? Oh, what a mouth-watering smell.
Well, if it isn't the Traveler and Paimon.
Hello there. Oh, it's been quite a while.
Huh, so you two are still hanging out together. Dia!
I said I was going to resign from being her bodyguard, not that our friendship was over. We're still the best of friends. The Homayanis also still post jobs from time to time. Their pay is always generous, so me and the other mercs never pass.
I told Dia to just stay at our place when she took one of those jobs a few days ago. My parents were delighted. They even said that it always felt like we were missing something.
That sounds like something they would say, all right. They're always so welcoming. Anyway, the job is already taken care of, so I was gonna head back to the brigade as soon as—
You can stay for as many days as you want, Dia. Father hasn't even gotten around to—
You know I'm not the kind of person to stay put in one place.
What? She said they'll treat you to the best dishes!
But wait. Didn't you say last time that you would take— There are so many places—
I'm sorry, my lady, but no can do. There's still a few things I need to take care—
Oh, come on. Not this again. That's also—
I know, I'm sorry. Just give me some more time.
All right, fine. To be perfectly honest, it's not that I want— Ever since you first set foot on the estate a few days ago, have you been delaying our trip because you've run into some kind of trouble?
Nah, are you kidding?
Would you swear on that? Friends shouldn't lie to each other, you know. I wouldn't but if something really is bothering you, then—
Oh, looks like Dunyarzad was onto something.
You're too perceptive, my lady. I just thought that nothing good could come out of telling you about the messy happenings of mercenary. Mercenary life is a dog-eat-dog world where Mora reigns supreme.
That doesn't change anything about what I just said, though.
My lady. All right, I'll share what I know. Okay, let's talk here. Just try not to draw any extra attention. As you may already know, the Eremites have both a lot of mercenaries, and my brigade is called the Blazing Beasts. We're not a large group. However, not all Eremite brigades are like mine. Some are willing to cross all kinds.
Deshret's relics? Judging from the name, they must really look up to—
Yep, you got it. I've heard that you've already crossed paths with Ain al-Akmar.
Oh, you mean the group that tried to sell us the Divine Knowledge Caps?
Deshret's relics is composed of many smaller brigades like Ain al-Akmar. On any other day, I would want nothing to do with them.
Dakan?
I think it means beard or something. Believe me, it's a really stupid name. Anyway, the real issue is that Dakan al-Akmar—
Say what now?
I think I'm starting to understand your anxiety now.
I won't go into details, my lady, but they've—
100?
Yep. The scenes tend to be quite gruesome, too. Not only have they targeted merchant caravans and—
That's beyond terrible.
I don't know how Deshret's relic sees it. All I do know is that Dakan al-Akmar— If I don't do something about them, then even my brigade or the people of Aru village— I just wish I knew—
Yeah. How can your father—
I don't know. People change. He's always been pretty—
That's setting the bar pretty low.
I mean, if he was even remotely decent, then why would I have— He was loud and foolish, with no real sense of purpose. Instead of doing anything— Of course, the other brigade members were just like him. Their ruckus would go on night after night.
Sounds like a night—
What about your mother?
Unfortunately, I never— It's all right, my lady. That's pretty common in mercenary circles. Didn't I mention that my father was— He told me that he wasn't sure who my mother was. And in any case, he'd say, "You'll be fine as long as you remember to stick with Dad." But even then, he left But the problem was that he had terrible taste. He only knew they were tales of desert warriors defeating dragons in the forest, or stories of mercenaries.
Sounds like your typical—
More or less, yeah. They were interesting maybe the first or second time. He seemed to think those stories were the best things ever, though. He was so into them that he'd call the whole brigade over. Even the toys he gave me would all be story props. It was only much later when I realized that the shows were more for him.
What an interesting guy.
Yeah, I've always found him pretty until I grew up and learned the true fate. Looting, blackmail, violence, and fraud. No one in the brigade was any kind of hero. Instead, my father... Did they really think that as long as they didn't do any...
I think I can understand your feelings.
Yeah, but don't worry, my lady. It's all water under the bridge to me now. I had a huge argument with my father. I'm not investigating them due to any bitter feelings I still have towards my father. I just want to protect those that are... Yeah, I told the boys to gather as much information as they could. Most of the reports concern violent incidents, but there's also some talk...
I see. But isn't this
It is, but every mercenary lives life on the edge.
That may be true, but it'll...
Well, now you get why I didn't want...
What should we do? They both have valid...
Huh? But there's no need for you to get caught up in the...
Well, he's super tough, so if he went into the desert with you...
I'm inclined to agree. I'd feel a lot more at ease if you took him along to help. I'll wait for news from you in the city until then. Please.
All right, then let's get moving. Our first stop...
Hey, Dia, you're back. Are these two friends of yours? Likewise. There's no need to... Anyway, since we've got newcomers, let me fill you in. They've become extremely aggressive. Apparently, they even attack other relics brigades, just the same as any other mercenary brigade.
Even the most ferocious beasts still protect their own. And it sounds like they've thrown that straight...
That's right. Once they've collected enough loot off the other mercenaries, a portion of their profits is immediately
That's terrible!
Yeah, and it really makes you wonder why they're so desperate for more. A few days ago, Isham and I trailed them for a while, and even disguised ourselves as merchants to conduct trade with them. We were able to, rather than saying they're out to plunder and hoard Mora, it probably...
Wait, a power struggle?
You heard me right. The vast majority of their victims, if their only goal was Mora, they could have gone after anybody. The targeted nature of their attacks points to a power struggle between the different brigades within the relics. Unfortunately, we weren't able to find out anything more specific. Oh, one last thing we discovered was that over the past few years, as Dakan al-Ahmar became more and more active, death threats...
Sounds mighty strange to me too. Gotta say though, I didn't expect you to go on a whole undercover...
Nah, it was nothing. We're just as concerned about the situation as you...
What he said. Besides, Dia, haven't...
Yeah. And while they went to talk with Dakan al-Ahmar, I took a look. Any survivors of the attack were already long gone.
Ah, Hisham.
We rushed over as soon as we saw you come into Caravan Reba. Although this new friend of yours looks a little green behind the ears. Now that we know you'll have a capable partner with you...
Hey, what about Paimon?
Oh,
Of course! Paimon is the Traveler's most...
Oh. In that case...
Don't worry about her. She may look tiny and helpless. Even if she had only survived on sheer luck, then that alone would...
I had no idea. I guess...
Oh, one other thing, Dia. When you're free, why don't you update the deputy about your upcoming schedule? We held another recruitment event a few days ago, but everyone only came to see the Flame Main. You weren't around at the time, so the deputy put a lot of effort into the event, but it was basically for nothing. Only a few people chose to stay, and that really got to him.
Sorry to hear that. I'll be sure to bring him some great liquor next time. I left in a hurry, and I couldn't make it back in time for...
Gotta admit, I can understand their disappointment, though. You're our... Now, if only the deputy could figure out a way to bring a few more smoking hot members into our rank.
Keep dreaming. Remember the last time I invited a couple gals into the brigade? You all just... The awkward silence and weird expressions left quite the impression on them. They were originally interested in joining...
Hey, didn't we agree to...
Huh? Wait, are you serious? What?
I don't think you were part of the brigade.
Are you kidding me? I missed a once-in-a-lifetime moment like...
All right. We can tell you about...
Hey, don't you try to change the subject. You and Hisham, get your butts over here.
Are they?
More. There aren't many rules or graces when it comes to mercenaries. If someone starts getting under your skin, you just yell right back. But we also don't tend to take many things too seriously. Being direct and getting it all out of your system as soon as things come. That's also why I never spare their feelings when I talk to them. If I want to laugh, I'll laugh. If I'm angry, then I'll Hey, knuckleheads, can you at least...
Yeah, you hear her, Holloff? Told you we gotta focus on the investigation first. All you gotta do is wait and ambush them in the...
Perfect. Thanks for that. Be sure to pass my...
Will do. You...
Fighting Malut is often a cause of conflict, but luckily for you...
Take me up!
This should be the place. Let's find a spot. It's gonna come down to a fight one way or another. So
No need to worry.
I'm not worried about that. What I meant is that we probably shouldn't go... Ah, here they come. You ready? Let's not give them a chance to react and end this.
Feeling lucky today?
Where do you think you're going? Where do you think you're going? Oh, the charm! No more I'll take my
Let's get it on!
You want this? I'll be back. You're the flip.
Good. That saves me an introduction. All right, time for a little...
You know the code of being a mercenary just like everyone else. The first rule is to...
Ha! That might have worked on an amateur, but I know you're just looking to protect... Think about it, though. What's your reputation worth if you won't... You've got 5 seconds. You might want to think twice...
Whoa!
I'm not joking around. We can do this the easy way or the painful way. 2 seconds!
I'll save you the trouble.
Huh? Are you crazy? He tried to bite off his own tongue. Quick. I definitely didn't expect him to go that far.
But why would he...
I just wanted to test his mettle. You can get a lot of mercy. I didn't expect him to be willing to go through so much pain just...
Well, he's out cold for now. We could wait for him to wake up.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It'll be a waste of time to interrogate him again after that. There are lots of goods around here.
a piece of paper with a bunch of names on it.
Let me take a look. If this really is a merchant yep. I see an entry for Dakana Lakmar right here. Kusela, Idrisi, Bashar, and all familiar names. Dakana Lakmar has been trading for a hefty supply of food. This caravan is just one link in their logistics chain. Once in the rainforest, that person will then pack the caravan full of necessary goods, which will then... Wait, why is there no Mora value recorded?
Nope.
Yeah, every transaction before the last one was marked with an exact amount of Mora, but the final one, where they paid for everything to be brought back to the desert, was simply marked as delivered. Perhaps. But they couldn't have known how much they would make off... Anyway, the next part's the records of the goods themselves. Huh?
What's wrong?
Shazamon Homayani?
Homayani? Could it just be...
I'd be surprised to find someone with the exact same first and last. Just what the heck is going on here? I'm sorry. You're right. I'll consider what we found But what this piece of paper confirms is that the Homayani family has been providing goods to Dakana Lakmar.
What if the Homayanis have been kept in the dark and don't know they've been traded?
That's a possibility. But if that was the case, why is this caravan... They could have just as easily bought goods such as food and medicine directly from Caravan Ribat or Port Ormos. Yeah, funding violence and looting.
But why would he do something like...
I honestly I've been to their estate many times, and I've never... The only potentially large expenditure I could think of would be the treatment costs for Dunyarzad's Elazar. Maybe they borrowed a lot of Mora in the past, but that's still just a speculation. I don't think the master would stoop so low to make Mora. You're probably right. I know my lady's personality, and
But what should we do now? All we found is just another mystery.
If you ask me, I'm not worried. It's too early to make a verdict yet. Let's go find my lady again. We'll tell her everything. If we're lucky, we can not only figure out the mystery...
Dia, are you sure this is the best decision?
I've considered that possibility. But even still, I want to tell her what we found. I think I owe her that much. True friendship is built on trust. She showed genuine concern for me when we first brought up the topic. I can't repay her kindness with doubt and suspicion. That's not how I deal with people.
You're right. Paimon wants to trust Dunyarzad too.
Yeah. Let's pay another visit. We're back, my lady.
Oh, you're back a lot sooner than I expected.
Actually, we're still investigating.
I see. The clues you found...
Something like that.
You all look a little... dispirited. Why don't you discuss it with me?
It's okay, my lady. It's not so much about me being...
So something is wrong. Even the travel... On any other day, Paimon would have already waved to me with a smile and shouted, Dunyarzad! So tell me...
My lady, please prepare yourself.
The master. Okay. My father.
Yeah, it makes as little sense to us. I've never doubted the master's integrity, so I'm having a real hard... Maybe he's not actually aware of the full story and just stumbled into the deal, but...
I can't help but agree with the trap.
Huh? You mean...
Thank you for sharing all the... Since you've told me everything you know... In the past, I thought that my father hired a bodyguard for me, so... However, there are plenty of capable mercenaries in the Corps of 30.
About that. Well, the Homayanis really need... Later, the Master told me that I was one of the best mercenaries he'd ever seen, and that I should stick around. He offered me a pile of Mora, so
Well, but that didn't really answer my question. Just think about it.
Maybe the Corps of 30 just didn't have anyone available, or maybe someone... I think I get what you're saying.
Precisely. At first glance, nothing seems... If my father had always been in contact with the Khan al-Akmar...
You mean the Gul
No, that's too much of a stretch. I cut all...
But that still doesn't rule out the possibility that you're...
So, the Master was not likely an innocent victim in all of this?
Sorry we put all this on you so suddenly, dude.
It's okay, Paimon. I should actually be thanking you. Regardless of his reasons, if my father has truly been
But is that... My father has committed many atrocities and deserves all the punishment that he has. However, the Homayani family is treated... If we decide to investigate this further, we could end up implicating the entire
Tia.
It's all right, Dia. If anyone were to ask...
You don't have to do that, my lady. I'm not conflicted.
Hey, it's still too early to give up hope. What was the thing about French? Right, yeah, trap! Besides, there's no point on getting all riled up before we've confirmed all the facts.
Thank you, everyone. That makes a lot of sense. In which case, my lady, could you ask the
Sure thing. I also hope he'll be able to...
Usual?
Thank you for coming. Please allow me to introduce these two.
Yes, my daughter has but we may skip all the pleasantries.
Well, we wanted to bring this transaction record to your...
So, that's what you found?
If you wouldn't mind, we'd like an explanation.
Well, it's a long... What I do know, though, dear, is that the truth will...
Wait.
Yes. I understand perfectly why you came to see me, but knowledge always comes at a price. Your father, Kusela, and I both believed that. Of course, you have the right to seek and learn the truth. The facts of this matter may reduce everything you've built for yourself into... If you must proceed, then Kusela's heartfelt efforts will also
His heartfelt efforts? I'm sorry, sir, but I'm not sure I follow. I've made it this far in life without a single drop. I have my own ideals and ways of looking at the world, as well as people and causes that I've chosen to... I came here today to support you as the head of the homie...
I understand. Our family once needed to take a trip to the desert when Dunyarzad was just a baby. They had superior numbers and quickly overpowered our bodyguard. Those Eremites were Kusela's men told me that the attackers were Eremite mercenaries, just like themselves. Kusela was grinning and walked over to play with baby Dunyarzad. She was...
Really?
He said that he had no particular reason to help us. We started talking about our children, and I sensed to repay his kindness. I hired his brigade to help out.
So, that's what happened.
It was many years before I saw him again. I almost didn't recognize him, the man I knew to be strong and healthy.
So, what happened to him? He was...
I'm not too sure myself. The only thing that didn't change, he then suddenly asked me if Dunyarzad, now that she had grown, would need a bodyguard of her. At the time, Dunyarzad was going through a particularly severe but he kept coming back to the topic. Come on, I was completely lost at first, until he recommended the Blazing Beasts.
So he was the...
Indeed. He didn't say it out loud, but it was clear that he saw Deshret's relics as an evil group who would eventually... He was already beyond redemption, but... He could stay in my house and keep working as a bodyguard. Then gradually her affinity for the desert would...
And that's why you offered her such...
Yes, but not just because of that. And that's also why I tried to persuade you to stay when you asked for permission to leave. Kusela saved my daughter and me all those years ago in the desert. I could never refuse him.
He was always like that. Acting like...
Kusela said that he'd reimburse me for a portion of Dia's fees. I refused to take any more of... Eventually, I just accepted them as a token of his gratitude. And that went on for... The letter contained a request to help him by...
Wait! Isn't that around the time that Decano...
That's right. When I started to hear some nasty rumors, But by then, he was no longer receptive to my requests to talk. If I had to get... That thought occurred to me as well. I figured that after some deliberation, I decided to send him... I am aware that even such a reduced gesture of support could lead to others coming to harm, but in the end, it probably was the wrong decision. I plugged my ears to the rumor.
If you can, please tell... None of the things he's doing right now make any sense if he's just trying to keep me from getting... If all he wants to do is steer clear of me, then maybe he should...
Oh, no.
I'm just angry because I can't wrap my head around any of his... Another way? I don't know. I knew him, but I guess you do have a point. We haven't...
I'll do my best to help. Of course, anything. I don't know Kusela's exact whereabouts. Outside of supplying his brigade with some goods. However, there's a man on the list named Jawed. He used to be a mercenary. He's responsible for supplying weapons and liaising with the Dakan al-Akhmar's merchant. I've heard that he likes to have a few drinks alone and enjoy the cool wind at night outside the tavern. Maybe you'll...
Understood. Thank you, sir.
I'll stay and be with my father here. To be honest, my father has indeed done something wrong, but I feel like our only course of action is to turn...
Yes. It's time to...
Ad Astra. Thank you for completing...
Huh? Who are you?
I know what you've been up to. Smuggling weapons to violent brigades in the...
Shh! Keep your voice down. Come with me. We should take this elsewhere. This place should do. Alright. Back to my question.
Don't worry about that for now. You know what kind...
Wait. There's no need to jump the gun.
So what's in it for you anyway?
Well, I was a little tight on money at the time, and Kusela took good care of me in the past. I waited in my mind, and I couldn't find a reason to turn the opportunity down. I wouldn't only be helping...
Let me tell you how it is. We're investigating to come. If you provide some help for us, then we might just put in a...
Hey, why don't we discuss this a little first? Listen.
Shut it. My patience is running out. You should know when a mercenary is at...
All right, sheesh. But you gotta promise you'll put in some night. They're always on the move. Here's the spot they were at the last time I made my delivery to the... Feel free to go have a look. I'm just telling you, though.
Sure. And then you can forget about any nice words from...
Hey, come on.
Really? And how do I know you're not leading us straight into a trap? Don't forget, you're...
All right, I get it. Why don't you go take a...
Now that's more like it. Let's move. And as for you, try to stick around the city until we get back. You don't want us...
Chicken and stir.
Crisp.
Take me up! Open fire!
Ooh, shiny. It's so pretty.
Let's fly.
Ooh, shiny. It's so pretty. Ooh, shiny.
Let's fly.
Ooh, shiny. It's so pretty. Let's fly! Locked on! Take me up! Let's fly! Ooh, shiny. It's so pretty. Ha! Open fire!
Seems like we're in luck. Let's go. We'll finally get to the bottom of this ourselves. I'm here to see Kusela. Tell him to get out here.
Tia, why are you here?
I need them.
Locked on!
Haven't you all done enough?
Oh, so are you also here to stop us?
Stay out of this. It's got nothing to do with you.
Eat that! I'll take my...
Bullseye! Locked on! Bullseye!
Oh, she's so...
Enough fighting. We all know each other, and I don't want... Just bring Kusela to me. Did you understand a single word I...
All right, everyone, let's all just... Dia. He died. A long time ago.
What?
Seems like you've been out of the loop for a while. Guess that's for the best, though.
When did he die? What happened?
A few years ago, Kusela broke up Dakan al-Ahmar and went to the Deshret's Relics headquarters by himself.
So is that when you guys started acting up?
We would prefer to call it taking revenge. Every last person in Deshret's Relics must pay in blood for what they did.
Let me start from the beginning. Dia, do you know...
Overwhelming strength and unquestionable authority?
Those were a part of it, yes. But just those on their own weren't enough. Regardless of whether they joined by their own will or were coerced, every person in Deshret's Relic, whether it be their deepest sin, some unforgivable act, or their most immoral exploit, the records serve both as a symbol of loyalty and the perfect... That's precisely it. Every one of us have a record. Me, Bashar, Tikriti, but you, Dia. You were never asked to provide a record.
I never even knew this was a requirement.
You were probably the only person in all of Deshret's Relics.
Ever since you were born, Boss had been trying to shield you from this. Not only that, but he also banned all of us from committing any nefarious acts. But in the end, he was just an ordinary person. He was forced to go to headquarters again and again to account for missed dues and incomplete records.
We all knew he was doing that for you. He wanted to get you out of this world, no matter what it took.
And that's why he became a shell of himself and couldn't walk without a cane.
Wait, but that doesn't make any sense.
Because you were too young at the time. How would you ever tell between wounds from a beating and wounds from battle? When you left home after that final argument with him, he seemed to age by a decade overnight. Even his hair went gray.
So, even the blazing beat...
Yep. It was all his doing. Had he not arranged them to come to you?
A few years ago, Boss said he needed to make another trip to headquarters. He was already pretty weak then, and we all assumed. I suggested that he hand the role of leadership over to me, but he said there was no longer any need. His words made no sense to me. But that night, we heard that a massive fire tore...
Everyone gained their freedom that night. Many members fled, not just from our rank. But how could we leave with a clear conscience? All of us who knew exactly...
The boss can't have just died for nothing. Those heartless jerks at headquarters took him from us.
From that point on, the sole purpose of Dakan al... The big fire that boss started was quite a blow to headquarters' strength. It's given... Even though we're outnumbered, we vowed to see our revenge through to the very end. There were people from headquarters who changed their names and went into hiding. Some fled to... But we won't let any of them escape our wrath.
We've suffered plenty of losses as well. To keep going, all we can do is exchange our loot from Mora, and then use them. We forged Boss's handwriting and sent out many letters to his former friends. Thankfully, we were also able to attract many mercenaries who shared our goal. We've endured. Deshret's relics have become weaker and weaker, and now we
Paimon doesn't know what to say anymore.
We do know right from wrong, but we were sinners from the very beginning. Boss always loved his old-fashioned hero stories. Those tales about... We used to always laugh at him for it. But in the end, as for me, I never considered myself a hero. We're all the... But maybe those hero stories he liked foreshadowed everything that was to come. Maybe we were all just acting along with the play in the beginning. But as we acted the part... I'm sorry, Dia. I know you always found us insufferable ever since you...
I'll go with you.
Huh? Dia?
I grew up with these guys, and I know they're not bad people. All I know is that Deshret's relics must... Furthermore, I want to go see the place for myself. I know you don't want to get involved in this, so there's no need for you to tag along. I can do this on my own.
Yeah, Paimon feels like...
Thank you.
I bet Boss would lose it.
Considering all the losses and injuries we sustained.
He can think whatever he... But the fact...
Let's fly! Bullseye! Take me up! Dividing the loot is often a cause of conflict, but luckily for you, I don't really need this stuff.
On the way here.
In the name of the Prinzessin.
Wow. Paimon didn't
They should all be holed up in here. Don't know how many.
Who cares? We'll round up all of them.
Still, we should be careful. Even if they've only got one shot left,
Yeah, we'll know what they're really capable of once we've landed some hits. Deshret's relics may have been a force to be reckoned with before.
Yeah, they don't stand a chance with you here.
Happy to oblige.
New punching bag.
Take me up! Open fire!
Need more.
Bullseye!
Lucky today.
Look alive! You asked for it!
Your mommy teach you that? You ain't messing around! Let's get it on!
You.
This way, follow me. We're almost there.
Wait! They went charging ahead without checking for any...
Hey, you guys okay?
It seems like we just got trapped in here.
Watch out, the enemy's coming from ahead.
well, now that things have come to this,
Don't worry about us. We knew something like this could happen. Let's go! We can't let the boss down!
Let's check if there's another way! The sooner we can make it through to help them...
Let's see. I think I see a way through over there, but it's being blocked by something.
Okay, let's go!
Buckle up!
Let's get it on! Another mechanism like the one before, but this one's being blocked off in the middle.
We just need to adjust it a little.
I wasn't expecting anyone to make it through from the others, but as a desert dweller, I suppose...
Don't waste your breath.
Run. I witnessed the golden age of Deshret's relics. Even now, the greatest should never live to remember.
So you want to go out in a blaze?
Let us draw our way. They are but two, while we hold... Wave 1, charge! Eliminate them!
Following orders.
Everybody stand! Take me up!
I'll be back.
Open fire!
I'll be back.
Don't think
to
that
fly.
you won. We're just getting started.
Locked on! Locked on!
King Deshret will not abandon any one of his followers.
Gloves off! I'm getting sick of this thing. Everybody stand back! Fire in the hole!
Regret. Your brother!
Following orders.
Target here.
This is where we prove our fate.
You all just want to die?
None of us plan to leave this place alive!
The commander is finally falling.
Gladiators ring. They just keep...
Yes! Keep fighting! There's no need to fear!
When the next wave comes, try to draw away. I'm going to see if I can take out that...
Get out of my way!
Come and face me, Michel! So they've broken...
Apologies, Lord Michal. They fight like absolute madmen!
So...
Time to pay for everything.
I will be buried in the sand, along...
Hey, wait!
We were too late.
It's over. There's no more need to fight. But if you're still going to cling on to your so-called mercenary's pride, then I'll...
Hey, Dia! I found the mechanism. I'll get you all back up here right away.
Let's go.
Let's fly!
Who are you filthy rats? And why are you always pestering us?
You call yourself a member of the infamous Deshret's relics, and you still can't even tell who's made it all...
Who knows what intent a bunch of rats may have? We try to catch a couple, and you all just show up on the other...
Hey, have you ever heard of a man by the name of
Why would I know?
This is your last chance.
Hey, I said I don't know anything. I'm just an average member here. If you're here to find someone, why don't you look through the records yourselves?
The irony. His life became a light for so many, yet to others... Where's the records room?
It's right over there. All the files are in there. You can go through them as much as you want. It's...
I mean the old
The old records room? Kusela. Ah, yeah.
Watch your mouth! That's our boss.
He was definitely faking it. We all let our guard down as soon as we saw him come hobbling in. But in the short time it supposedly took him to take a dump, He couldn't have possibly outrun us if he wasn't a fraud. And after that, Deshret's
Stop wasting our time. Tell me, where...
It's just over there. Go. There's nothing left in there but ashes. No human could ever survive that kind of... Bashar, Tikriti, let's go. We'll leave the others. Spare them no mercy if they try anything.
So, this was his final destination. How did he do it? Getting past all the guards with a limp? If he was nimble enough to do that, then he must have been... I'm sorry. I know it's just wishful...
Is this a cane?
Kusela.
Thanks for everything, boss.
We're fortunate to somehow find that cane after that fire.
Let's split up and look around some more. What if something else has been left behind?
But what else could survive a fire like that?
Huh? Patso.
Wait! Isn't that the toy sword you played with as a child?
The dragon is no more, for Princess Dia has slain it. Its head now hangs above the city gates. Her bravery has brought eternal peace and prosperity to us all. Dia, come on. This is the most important line.
You can do it.
But Dia, you defeated the dragon. Everyone's waiting for your speech. Still too shy, huh? All right, I'll do it. I hereby proclaim our victory. Evil shall plague us no more.
I hereby proclaim our victory. Evil shall plague us no more, Dad. What's this?
don't you remember? You asked Paimon what she would do, and Paimon said that she would get boatloads of tasty snacks. These opportunities don't come by often. So today, Paimon's gonna treat you to a special crash course. Hey, come on, Paimon! Anyway, the point is that you should eat too. Junior Zad will also be here shortly.
Aw, thanks, you two. Honestly, this is very... My chest was filled with all kinds of intense emotions. They just shook me even more than all the feelings we've shared during our previous adventures. But when everything came to an end, those emotions also vanished without a trace. And it was as if I'd lost the thing that was most important to me. Yeah, you're right. To many mercenaries, Mora is the most important thing in the world. Idrisi and the others all used to say that they would quit if there was no Mora to be had. But when it came to avenging my father, there was no Mora to be made anywhere. My reality shattered when I found out that the father who always told me hero stories was in fact a bad guy. But look at me now. Am I any different? Despite all my promises about never forgiving him and never trying to understand him, I still went to such lengths to find out the truth, and nearly even shed tears for his sake. We're hypocrites, all of us. Yeah, you're right. It's just a pity that we often only recognize our true feelings after it's already too late.
You're back! Are all of you all right?
Ah, there she is!
Yeah. Many people from the Corps of 30 came over, and I just wrapped up everything with my dad. All I can do now is wait for their verdict. Huh? Dia, you're looking quite down again.
Paimon will explain. A lot happened while we were gone.
I'm sorry. I really should have...
It's all right, my lady. You were hurt by all of this as well.
Dia, your pain...
Hey, don't worry about me. If anything, my father probably thought that people could settle into new lives. That thought has even crossed my mind a few times. However, there was always something deep within my mind that refused to accept it. But now that I consider it again, it all makes sense. The desert sands are a part of who I am.
I understand how you feel.
That doesn't mean I won't be making any changes to my life, though. As an example, I'm now thinking about taking on some small odd job. It's just like Idrisi said. I also want to catch up to my father and become a character in his... Even if the ending of the story may be childish and ridiculous, it won't really matter.
Isn't that neat, though? Oh, you'll be a whole new kind of mercenary. Why don't we go for a change of scenery once we finish eating? What about stopping...
Right. You said you wanted to get a rug for...
We'll come along, too.
I can't thank you enough for taking...
Take me up!
Oh, this rug here is quite something. The craftsmanship is exquisite, and the fabric is also of high quality.
Ah, here you are. Finally, I found you.
Hey! Aren't you that mercenary who bit his tongue? You can still talk? Wait, are you here to take revenge on us?
What are you talking about? Do I look like I can take you all in a fight? I just came here to give you something. I'll be on my way to give myself up to the Corps after this. Once I woke up, I hurried to the Khan al-Ahmar's camp, hoping to alert them to your presence. But when I got there, I found no one except the members who were still too injured to move.
Ah, so you probably got there after us.
Yeah, they told me that they had exacted their revenge, and everyone had turned themselves. I had joined the cause to repay an old favor from Kusela. Now that everyone's already turned themselves in, I might as well do the same. One of the injured members gave this box to me, and told me that everything left in the camp will get confiscated, so I figured I should get this to you before the court.
Thank you.
No worries. We are all just living our own truths. There's no need to comment or judge anyone for it.
So this box contains everything that Dia's father left behind.
Well, back in the day, the first thing he... But let's see what's in... What's this? It's just a bunch of junk. Ugh.
Perhaps it's just been...
A handwritten copy of a storybook. The paper... It was against the Academia's rules to possess books for personal use. If he was going to break that rule, he could have at least copied something
That probably means this was really...
Ah, and here are a few bags of children's snacks.
Did he get those for you?
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Even when I was a child, I was never a fan of these kinds of Who even leaves snacks in a box like this anyway? Isn't that just Forget it. Let me see what else is in here. A razor, some button, a wool scarf, which, from the looks of it, probably belonged to a woman. I'm sorry, my lady, but this is just the kind of man he was. He two empty liquor bottles. Tell me, you guys, are these the kind...
Huh? There's something...
Oh, you're right. All right, I got it out. It seems to be a piece of paper with some writing on it. The bottom part's all damaged from moisture, though. Let's hope the writing didn't smudge. I was suddenly seized with an urge to write a letter after finishing this bottle. I just folded it up and left it in the bottle, though. To Dia. It's all right. I'll just read it out. If you went to the trouble of writing a letter, there must have been...
My condition's becoming worse and worse. Can't even walk without a cane anymore, much less go out and have fun. If you're reading this letter, then I suppose You were adorable as a baby. Everyone loved you. And regardless of whether you were crying, but once you grew a bit older, you were no longer nearly as happy or cute. It's probably the guy's fault.
Can you believe this guy? He can point...
Anyway, back to the point. To summarize, I'm writing this so you would know not to feel sad for me, even if you end up... The reason being that...
Wait, what?
Surely...
I don't...
I was quite formidable when I was young. It really felt like the whole world was under my feet. With just a teeny tiny bit of effort, I felt I could rule over the... But as fate would have it, I went out into the desert for a drink one day, and you were just lying there, small and helpless. You were so tiny that... But your cries were so loud they made my head hurt. I told Idrisi and the others that I had slipped up with a woman while out and about. None of them even doubted me. I'm sorry that I had to lie to them for so long. I was their most esteemed leader, after all. At this rate, Anyway, you possess the kind of freedom and kindness that we could only dream of. As far as how you should live your life, that'll be up to you to decide.
That's... In the end, he was still thinking of me as a little child. I suppose, or I would have suffocated under the sand a long time ago.
He was a good father to you. The fact that he wasn't a blood relative doesn't change that.
Yeah. It's just a pity that we had to learn the truth of everything.
Do you already have some ideas about the decision that he wanted you to make?
I do. If he first found me alone in the sands, then I want to try my hand at finding the person who abandoned me. I just have one wish. To tell them that there once existed a childish and foolish jerk with a heart of gold. And that only under his care was I able to grow and mature into the person I am today.
you end up finding any leads, can you share them with us? We go on adventures all the
Sure, I appreciate it. I wasn't expecting you to be so enthusiastic.
I'll help too.
Thank you. My life has certainly had its twists and turns, but because no matter where I've gone, I've always been surrounded by
We have put... If you ever have any...
Let's fly!
The hunt begins!
Locked on!
Let's fly! Locked on!
Take me up!
This is about to get messy. Ooh, shiny. It's so pretty. Dividing the loot is often a cause of conflict, but luckily for you, I don't really need this stuff.
I'm falling.
Ooh, shiny. It's so pretty.
Let's fly. Let's fly! Take me up!
Dividing the loot is often a cause of conflict, but luckily...
Let's fly!
Ooh, shiny. It's so pretty.
me up!
Ooh, shiny. It's so pretty.
Let's fly! Open fire!
Dividing the loot is often a cause of conflict, but luckily for you, I don't really need this stuff.
Bullseye!
Dividing the loot is often a cause of conflict, but luckily...
Ha! Take me up!
Think you can bully me? Boba, get them!
Let's ride! Locked on! Locked on!
Mora makes a lot of problems go away. So you can never have too much Mora, huh?
Another test subject.
Take me up! Locked on!
I wasn't done.
Mora makes a lot of problems go away. So you can never have too much Mora, huh?
be epic. Take me up! Bullseye! Bullseye!
Scratch that.
Let's fly! Ha! Ow! Let's fly! Let's fly! Let's fly. Take me up! Open fire!
Ooh, shiny. It's so pretty.
Let's fly. Take me up! Open fire! Let's fly! Fly!